Hello and welcome back. Hopefully the technical issues are done with and we can have some Set to the Future football. 1971 AFC Championship game, the Miami Dolphins visiting the Houston Oilers. Now the Miami Dolphins, as you've known if you've watched any of 71 here, Back to the Future, in NFL 1971 history, the Miami Dolphins win the AFC Championship game, not against the Oilers, but they do win the AFC Championship game and go to the Super Bowl to meet the Dallas Cowboys. And we have a chance of recreating that here today as the second game, the NFC Championship game, is in Dallas. So the Houston Oilers and the Minnesota Vikings are the teams trying to stand in the way of Sack to the Future, repeating NFL history. But we've come closer than we ever have before in Sack to the Future of having the exact Super Bowl matchup. They've both made it to the Final Four. Dolphins up first. They are the road team. The Oilers benefited somewhat from a easier schedule, but they have earned it. They've beat some Chiefs. They beat the Browns last week. They just find a way to keep winning with their young quarterback, Dan Pastorini. Leroy Sledge on the season has returned to 28 times, 688 yards. He's going to be fighting the sun on this opening kick. This is we got the uniforms, and that's great. But if the announcers are announcing it, or you see it there, the TEN and the Tennessee Titans logo, this is the last year. So if the Oilers lose this game, this will be the last game that we'll ever have to deal with that, as we have moved them. So it's 1972. They will actually show in Houston, and the announcers will even call them as such instead of the Titans. So that's good. But before they get rid of this symbol on their field, they do want to win one last time on this field and get to the Super Bowl. The Oilers, the biggest Cinderella story so far is as far as comparison to real football. Here's 5 touchdowns, 10 interceptions for Pastorini, 1,299 yards. You see the pass attempts are way down. He missed a couple games, not too many. He missed a couple games to injury, but the Oilers really have done a great job, actually, of playing 1971 football. They have definitely run the ball more than throwing it. There you see Campbell with a 7-yard carry. They run the ball effectively, and they play very good defense, and that's how they're here in the championship game. The Dolphins do those two things well also, but they have gone to the air more often than the Oilers. Ferguson, Young, Suggs, Drungo, and Sam Walton, the offensive line. Campbell and Sledge running. Joyner and Byrne are the receivers. And Charlie Joyner has had some flashes that he could be a good one. There's Pastorini also with some flashes. He's going to take off and run for the first down and then slide. So he just saw the opening there. The Dolphins kind of spread, left the middle open. Pastorini made a quick decision, took off, and picked up the first down. Here is the replay. We're actually going to skip that for the sake of time. I formation now. Oilers draining some clock, but you got to be careful not to delay the game here, and that's exactly what happens. Took too long trying to run the clock already down and delay a game at home. That's a little bit embarrassing for Pastorini. And there's Don Shula and the Miami Dolphins enjoying it. Couple tight ends to the left side of Pastorini. And in motion, they fake the reverse and give it, and the Dolphins bit hard on the reverse, which opened up a 14-yard gain for Campbell to the right side. So nice creative motion used there by the Oilers. There's a quick pass out to the outside, breaks a tackle, gets another first down. So these Oilers, there's Byrne breaking a tackle, getting a first down. The Oilers, again, do all the little things right, trying to get one more surprise result. Campbell up to 34 yards, running hard today. Now the Oilers, Woody Campbell has had a pretty good year running the ball. Something tells me in the Oilers' future they'll have another Campbell that might run hard. I don't know. Not too far away, actually. Pastorini now under center. He will hand it off to Sledge this time, and he burrows through. Nice running 9-yard gain. The Oilers taking it to the Dolphins on the ground to open the game here. All kinds of motion by the Oilers, and then Pastorini drops back into the shotgun. He's going to throw and fires that directly into the ground. Well, here's the Dolphins defense. Riley, Fernandez, Hines, and Stanfill across the line. You got Bonaconte in the middle. Swift and Colin are the outside backers. Curtis Johnson, Petrella, Jake Scott, and Tim Foley are the secondary men. The one injury, so the Oilers have been very healthy most of the season. That's one of the reasons they've had such a great record. The Dolphins had some injury problems throughout the year, but they come in as healthy as they've ever been. The only injury remaining for the Dolphins is strong safety Dick Anderson. So he is missing this game, and he will miss the Super Bowl if they make it to the Super Bowl. But Dolphins, as healthy as they have been all year, Oilers have been healthy almost all year. So injury's not a big deal here. Kick is up, and it is good, and the Oilers take the lead. Oilers up 3-0 winner going to the Super Bowl, or the Sack to the Future Bowl. It's good. 3-0 Oilers. And now the Dolphins will get their first crack at it. So nice drive by the Oilers. A lot of, definitely established the ground game. Took 5 minutes off the clock and got points. Now the Dolphins will try to match that effort. Here they come. Marv Fleming and company. There's your quarterback, Bob Greasy. 2,600 yards, 12 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. And he's won 2 playoff games so far, trying to get a third playoff win and get his team into the Super Bowl. But he's going to go to the air. Greasy throws short, and nice move made there, enough for a first down. Oh no, inches short. Warfield, I thought, was across that line, but the ref said no, sir. A couple inches short. So they will run it to Zonka. He gets across the first down and more up to the 44-yard line. Nice run by Zonka. There you see the other game, 15-1 Dallas Cowboys against 12-4 Minnesota. So the worst record remaining is the Dolphins at 11-5, but now I guess they're 13-5 with a couple playoff wins. But the worst team as far as what happened in real life, 71, would be these Houston Oilers. There's a kick going to the outside and then throwing the defender to the ground who tried to hit him out of bounds. Here's the offensive line. Cruzon, Kuchenberg, DeMarco, Larry Little, and Norm Evans. Some good ones there. Larry Zonka, Mercury Morris pictured there. Warfield and Twilly are the receivers, and Fleming's the tight end. The back that was not pictured there was Jim Kick, and he will get some carries, as you just saw. There's a handoff to Mercury Morris. He explodes through the line and up to the 40-yard line for the Dolphins. Also answering the Oilers' great drive with some running yards of their own. Mercury Morris, the fastest of the backs. Zonka probably has the most power. Well, certainly has the most power. And then you have Kick, who's just kind of in the middle of both of them, but still a very effective back. 3-back system. Zonka powers forward for a couple yards. We might see some Oilers defenders here. See that again with that helmet. They're only going to show 3 defensive linemen, Bethea and Holmes. Then you got Rice, Pritchard, Webster, and Boyett are linebackers that will play. Ken Houston, the big safety. Charles, the other safety. Moore, and the other guy are the secondary men. Play action pass. Greasy wants to go deep. He's going to go deep for the end zone, back of the end zone, and it was intercepted, but lucky for Greasy, the Oiler had his foot on the back of the end zone. Hand off to Zonka, big hole, and a first down. Larry Zonka picking up 20 yards on 3 carries here this drive. And the Dolphins are right in field goal position now. Still would like to get closer. Again, these kickers in 1971 don't kick like they do in 2023, that's for sure. Morris to the outside, but he gets stopped this time. A couple Oilers out there combining on the tackle. Hopefully, if you watch this game, you have enjoyed Sack to the Future 1971. We're getting to the end. 3 games remaining, 2 after this one. Of course, the Cowboys will host the Vikings, and then the winner of this game and the winner of that game will meet in the Sack to the Future Super Bowl. Oilers have a Sack to the Future championship, as do the Cowboys. They each have one. The Dolphins and the Vikings have never made it to the Sack to the Future Bowl. So we're kind of rooting for Dolphins-Vikings, because then there's no way that someone can get their second Sack to the Future championship, and the Bears can remain as the only team with 2. So, for selfish reasons, that's what I'm hoping for. Of course, others I would understand are hoping to see the Dolphins and Cowboys win, and let's recreate the Super Bowl the way it was supposed to be. Of course, that would be Super Bowl 6, of course. And the Cowboys did beat the Dolphins in that Super Bowl. Cowboys certainly the heavy favorites. They went 15-1. They're now up to 16-1. And that one loss was only by a point, I believe, to the Eagles. So close to being undefeated. So the Dolphins answer the Oilers. We definitely have a matchup here. The Oilers, again, they've been able to surprise everyone all season long. And Pastor is about to get killed, though. Luckily, he held the ball. Then Vern Denherter just came across. There's the salute. But he drilled Pastorini, who did hang on to the ball somehow. And at least it's not a fumble. Now play action pass. Pastorini's going to take off and run. Still shaken up from that hit, I believe. Takes off. Gets past the line, so it's not another sack. But now a 3rd and 16, a ridiculous hole to climb out of for these Oilers. Sack on first down is about the best thing you can hope for as defense. Pastorini misses on that one. He's just 1 for 4 throwing the ball. And the Oilers' second drive is nowhere near as good as their first one. And they will have to punt after a 3 and out. It's a pretty good punt. A nice coverage downfield and tackled immediately. So good job by the Oilers special teams. And the Dolphins will take over at their own 35, tied at 3. 2:45 to go in the first quarter. There's a handoff to Zonka, and there's 3 Oilers bringing them down after a no gain. Greasy back pass. He's going to swing it out to Zonka, who makes the catch, breaks 1 tackle. The second tackler gets him, though. That's still, I believe, a no gain. So a run to Zonka, a throw to Zonka, and it all combines for 0 yards. Now Greasy on a delay handoff to Kick, who breaks a tackle, spins out of another one, picks up 4 yards, but 6 short of the first down. Surprising call on 3rd and 10, but the Dolphins will be satisfied punting the ball here. So each team had a great first drive, yielding 3 points each. Both offenses sputtered around in their second drive, and we have just 44 seconds to go in the first quarter, all tied up at 3. Pastorini play action pass, but now he's going to take off and run. Gets across the 30, 35, and slides to avoid the big hit. Pastorini with a nice run, and that might be the last play of the first quarter. Let's see. The Oilers come to the line like they are going to run another play. They do run it. It's a handoff, and it's a nice hole for Campbell again. 5 carries for 39 yards in the first quarter. First quarter comes to the end, and here in the AFC Championship game, the Oilers and Dolphins are locked at 3. Good game so far. Nice even game. Total yards, Oilers have the lead by 8, so very close game in all areas. Pastorini now will fire complete to his receiver, Byrne on the outside. Pastorini completes his second pass. Both completions have gone to Byrne. Now Pastorini's going to throw again. And he fires to it's all kinds of danger. Popped up in the air and picked off. So we got our first turnover of the game. Johnson comes down with the deflected ball. And the Dolphins have great field position now on their own 49-yard line to start this drive. Turnovers very often decide games, especially championship games. And the Oilers hoping that they can get away without giving up points on this one. Greasy handoff. Zaka fights forward. 3rd and 5 coming up. Greasy will hand it off, and Zaka trips over his own lineman and will get stopped short. So the Oilers defense picks up their offense there, forcing the Dolphins to punt after the interception. So the Oilers get away with the turnover. Can only turn it over so much and get away with it, but they do get away with their first one. Oiler fans and Oiler players, of course, hoping that that is the first and only turnover. Pastorini's going to drop back into the shotgun here. Lots of receivers on the field, but they still hand it off, and the Dolphins not fooled. Colin not fooled at all. And now there's nobody back there, so now the Oilers are really showing pass. Pastorini is going to tuck it, though, and run across 25, 30, 35, all kinds of room out there. He gets all the way up to midfield before he's tackled by Nick Bonicani. A huge run. They set the receivers on the right side of the formation deep. The left side, one went deep, the other one went with the out. Safety followed the receivers. There was just nobody out there to the right. And Pastorini took advantage with a huge run. And now they'll hand off to Woody Campbell. He gets hit behind the line. 2nd and 12 now. Just over 10 minutes to go in the first half. Still tied at 3. Pastorini comes up throwing. Oh, the Dolphin. Was that Johnson again? I think that was Johnson again. He closed quickly. Broke that up. Luckily, that was not intercepted. Pastorini now with nobody else back there. Last time they did this, they sent the receivers deep, and Pastorini ran. This time he's going to throw deep. And did he catch that? What a fabulous catch by Byrne. Wow. He went up and just ripped it. It was a kind of a 50-50 ball. He ripped it out of the air. Petrella seems to be following him, talking to him. But take a look at this. It just throws up their 50-50 ball. Either guy can get it. Who wants it more? Oh, the Oiler does. Big play, and that's the kind of things that the Oilers have been doing all year long. Keeping games close and then just doing plays like that, just kind of who wants it more plays. And throughout almost the entire season, the Oilers have wanted it more. That's the best way to explain them in Back to the Future 1971. They just want it more than their opponent on a couple of big plays each game. And that's what has led them to a 14-3 record so far. 3rd and 8. Can Pastorini come through? He's got good protection. He fires short. And the Dolphins do a good job of tackling. Post is going to be short, and that'll set up another field goal. It's about 8 minutes to go in the first half. It is close enough to be considered chip shot, and it is good. So Mosley puts another 3 points on the board. He's had a good season himself. And the Oilers lead 6-3. The Dolphins have not led in this game, so the Oilers doing again what they've done all season long. Finding the ways to take early lead, just stay in front and not flashy or anything like that, but win. Ultimately win. It's all that matters. Some yawn creeping in as all of a sudden I seem to be realizing how late it is. Not just 10 minutes ago, did not even feel like it was late at all. But there's some nice blocking. You saw some great blocking. Zonka gets a lot of credit because he breaks a lot of tackles. But sometimes his line just blocks like that. I mean, anyone, regardless of how much power they run with. Look at those blocks. Boom, boom. Anyone could do this part right here. He didn't go down. I mean, but big run, all because of blocking. 1st and 10. Now the pitch at Zonka the other way, and some good blocking on that side as well. So back-to-back big runs by Zonka. The offensive line trying to impose its will. 2nd and 2 from the 50-yard line. And now they'll play action pass. So after running the ball successfully 2 times in a row, they decided to get cute. Play action pass. Bethea does not fall for it at all. Gets the big sack, and now all that work that Zonka did has the Dolphins at 3rd and 10. What will Greasy come up with here on 3rd and 10? He's going to throw it underneath to Morris, who's going to explode up to the 50, but that's short of the 1st down. So the Dolphins will punt again. And this is not the greatest punt, but out right at the 20-yard line. So a 30-yard punt. And the Oilers take over at their own 20 with the lead, 6-3. They turned it over once, got away with it. Do not need to turn it over anymore. It's a handoff, although the people that want the rematch and the people like me that want to make sure the Bears are the only one with 2 championships are all rooting for the Dolphins, so not sure anyone is rooting for the Oilers. If you're watching and you're rooting for the Oilers, let me know. Certainly respect what the Oilers have done this year, but not rooting for them necessarily. Pastorini looking deep downfield, and he's got his man. A nice throw and catch. Pastorini just 5 of 12, but he has turned those 5 completions into 18 yards. That's Charlie Joyner's first catch. And it's a big one, over 30 yards, and the Oilers are now on the Miami side of the field. Pastorini looking, throwing short. It's complete, and he stepped out of bounds. So I think there was some yards to gain there, at least another 4 or 5. But unfortunately, Richardson stepped out of bounds before turning upfield. And so it's only a 1-yard gain. Pastorini back to pass now. He's got good protection from his line. Throws, completes, a missed tackle there, and Joyner's all the way inside the 30-yard line. So this is Charlie Joyner's drive, and the Oilers are threatening to put more points on the board before the half. There's a pitch out, and there's 77. Should have picked up that block, but he did not. And Johnson, who had the interception, makes a nice play on the run. Stop. Oilers not quite in field goal position yet. And just to make sure, there's a fall. Oh, no. I thought it was a false start, but it was a false start because of the defender charging first. So it's actually against Stanfill and the Dolphins. And now the Oilers might be in field goal range. 2nd and 9 now. And that is... Yep, the clock runs after the penalty, so that is indeed a 2-minute warning. Now Pastorini throws underneath, completes, got a blocker out there, gets a couple more yards. Mosley's already made a couple field goals, and every yard they get is just making the field goal easier. It's still outside of 40, though, so Mosley would like a couple more yards. Oilers, of course, would like a touchdown, and that was thrown into a congested area, but Burrow made the catch. Burrow, of course, with a fabulous catch in the game last week against the Browns. A catch that basically ended the Browns season. Makes a nice catch there. Oilers continue to let this clock run. Not really an issue. Pastorini is going to run with it across the 15. He gets close to the 10, dragged down at the 11-yard line. He's run for 50 yards here in the first half, and the Oilers will take their first down, let their quarterback catch his breath. 1 minute to go in the half. Oilers up 6-3. Pastorini all alone back there. 5 receivers, and he's going to fire to one of them, and it is caught. He did get both feet down, and now that makes a 1st and goal from the 2. And Pastorini again all alone back there. This is interesting from the 2-yard line. Pastorini, and it's incomplete. He had a receiver there. Almost had too many people in the same area, though. Yes, I think running formation. Let's see if they run. They should run. They do run, and look how effective. It's a touchdown. The first touchdown of the game. Oh, there's an injury, though. It looks like Byrne on the only wide receiver out there, and he comes up with a little injury. But the Oilers get the touchdown. Mosley puts the field through a great drive. 12 plays, 74 yards. Took the clock under 1 minute. And the Dolphins are starting to worry a little bit. As far as the Madden ratings go, of course, I do the ratings, but I do like to see what Madden says their overalls are anyways. I expect the Dolphins to be the better team because in 71, real life, they were the better team, so my ratings should indicate that. But the Madden ratings showed that even after the whole season played and maybe some morale issues has changed the ratings a little bit, they still show the Dolphins as an 8-point favorite. I think the Dolphins were rated like an 85, and these Oilers are only a 77. But again, the Oilers just win. It's hard to explain. They just do enough to win every single time. I mean, not every time they're undefeated, but they're doing it again here in the championship game. The Dolphins are the favorite, according to Madden. Even if there is no home field or anything, it's Madden 20. But even if you want to give them 3 points for being the home team, you would still say the Dolphins are 5-point favorites. And the Oilers just don't care. They don't care so far. See if Greasy can get his team to start playing like the favorite. There's Warfield. He makes a nice tough catch across the middle. Dolphins take their second timeout. Greasy back to pass again. Good job by the offensive line giving them time. Fires downfield. That's complete to Twilly all the way down to the 24-yard line. They're going to have to hurry, or are they going to call timeout? They are in between, so they let time tick all the way to 11 seconds. Now Greasy will drop back. And got to avoid the sack here. He does not. He gets sacked, but they'll have to call their timeout. But if he would have just threw it away, this would be a pretty confident field goal for Ypres. Instead, it's a 48-yarder. He might have sacked his way out of range. It's going to be short, just short. That sack cost the Dolphins 3 points. And going into the locker room, the Oilers have a double-digit lead, 13-3, here at the half of the AFC Championship game. Oilers leading in both rushing and passing yards. They have turned it over. But things like that, even though the turnover, their defense was able to get a 3-and-out and make the turnover ineffective. And then things like that, sacking the Dolphins, kind of took 3 points off the board. So again, just things like that. You turn it over, defense steps up to make sure it doesn't hurt you. Then the defense steps up again and gets a sack right before the half to kind of cost the Dolphins 3 points. But the Dolphins get the ball first here in the second half, and a great return to start it off. Mercury Morris returns it all the way up to the 38-yard line, and if he would have made that tackler miss, he might have gone all the way. Larry Sonka, 9 carries, 50 yards in the first half, so he's on pace to hit the 100-yard mark here in the championship game. Of course, the Dolphins were playing around 500 for a lot of the season while Zonka was out. I think they were maybe, I don't know, 6-5 at one point or something. And then since Zonka's been back, they have not lost. Well, they have lost a game when Zonka was present. But, I mean, since he's been back from his latest injury, they have not lost. They've won What is this now? 7 in a row? But they are losing today. Greasy throws incomplete. Greasy 7 of 10. Not a bad game. 7 of 10, 76 yards. Drops back to pass again here. Nice blitz pickup by Kick. And that is complete to Paul Warfield. No, it's not. He was out of bounds. Oh, I thought he had it. It was a nice catch. But apparently his second foot landed out of bounds with the corner all over him. See the replay here. Second foot was out of bounds. And again, it's just things like that. The Oilers do them and their opponents don't. And it's looking more and more like the Oilers are going to get to the Sack to the Future Bowl of 1971. Still just a 10-point lead, though. The Dolphins certainly have a ton of time. Pastorini's got to be careful with the ball. No more turnovers. Got away with one. Cannot do it anymore. They will hand it off, and the Dolphins were ready for that. Bonacani with the tackle. Richardson loses yards. Richardson tries again, gets the yard back, maybe even gained a yard, but 3rd and 9. Pastorini now fires towards the sideline, and did he get his feet down? He did. What a great catch. Ken Burrow with another fabulous catch here in the playoffs. The toe tap. Boom. Ooh, I don't know. He tried to tap the toes. I just don't know.
The previous play is under review.
Certainly it's not the Oilers challenge yet. That would make no sense. It was called a catch. Oh, I think he did drag the foot. From that angle, it looks like he did drag the foot. Yes, sir. So the Oilers, it stands. The Oilers do get the catch and the first down. Great catch by Ken Burrow. Pastorini at the last minute runs up to the center and takes it from under center. But the Oilers still stop it. Or the Dolphins still stop the run. Now a 2nd and 11. One back there for the Oilers, but a lot of tight ends. Pastorini is going to throw. Fires. And just overshot his tight end. Pastorini now 11 of 20, 140 yards. You see the Oilers very balanced, 20 runs and 20 passes so far. And Pastorini's going to take off and run and take a shot from Nick Bonacani. He gained a yard, but he took a shot to the left arm chest area. He bounced back up, though, so Pastorini, a tough kid. But that was a shot by Bonacani. All right, Oilers, nice punt. Nice punt, got it inside the 20. Good coverage to tackle him. And the Dolphins take over at their own 17-yard line. 5 minutes have been played here in the second half. Not much action, but the Oilers have the 10-point lead, so they're okay if this is the most boring second half in history. The Dolphins are the one that need some things to happen. Quick handoff to Kick, and he fights through and busts through a tackle to get the first down. Ooh. Dolphins now another quick handoff. Kick again. Kick gets the last 2 carries. He's got 20 yards on 4 carries. Zonka's probably had the most carries. I think Kick is second now. Kick with more carries than Morris in this one. And there's Zonka getting the ball back. His 12th carry, but he doesn't lose, but he loses a yard. Nice tackle by the safety, Ken Houston. One of the better safeties in the game today, and he's up there and sticks Zonka. Dolphins running more than passing, 19-11, so they actually are not as balanced as the Oilers, but they're favoring the run. There's a handoff, and a kick breaks one tackler. In fact, he broke the tackle of Alexander so hard that Alexander is now screaming in pain. But the Oilers did make the tackle. Something wrong with his shoulder, perhaps. Maybe just a stinger, that's what we're hoping for. But the Oilers actually have no injuries coming into the day, so they got to hope that that's not a long-lasting effect. It was a very good punt by the Dolphins punter all the way across the 20 and out of bounds at the 18-yard line, pushing the Oilers back. Oilers will hand it off on the play number 1, and absolutely nothing there for Campbell. There's a handoff, this time to Richardson. And he gets his best carry of the day, gets just a yard short of the first down. Oilers break the 100-yard mark as a team running the football. Here's a handoff, all kinds of Dolphins there. But Campbell able to get to the first down marker before the Dolphins could get to him. And that's going to take some more time off the clock. I know it's only the third quarter. Shouldn't really care about the clock, but the Oilers just have a way of draining the clock in, way earlier than teams should have to worry about it. That's a little bit too much of a drain, though. That's the second delay of game on Pastorini. They are the home team. Pastorini, quick throw, and that's dropped. Now, Byrne was injured earlier. Maybe that had something to do with it, but that was right there. That should have been caught. Okay, Pastorini now in second and 15. He's going to run for it. Gets away from one tackler. Gets up to the 30-yard line. Pastorini's using his legs today. 56 yards on the ground. 7 run attempts. 3rd and 10 coming up. Pastorini fires downfield, and that's complete. What a nice throw. So first he runs to get it into 3rd and somewhat manageable. 3rd and 10, then he comes over the bullet pass across the middle. Pick up 28 yards. Frazier on the receiving end. That's his first catch of the day. Oilers are back in Miami territory. There's a handoff to Richardson. Getting more carries today than he has in the last few weeks. It's his 6th carry already. 2nd and 12. Pastorini fires. That's another completion for another first down. Pastorini having a great game. He did throw that one ball that was batted around and intercepted. But other than that, he's made good decisions, nice throws, known when to run the ball, and he's just playing a really good game. The Oilers, very balanced offense, doing everything right outside of that interception, and that's what I'm telling you. Look at the clock. I know this drive started, it was too early to worry about the clock, but they're doing such a good job that they've got it down to 2 minutes in the third quarter, and it looks like they're going to get more points. If they get a touchdown here and make it a 3-score game, with the way they can work on the clock, that might be too much. The Dolphins really need to hold them to a field goal here. Oh, a fake handoff. That was a pretty nice play. That was a different type of play-action pass, as he sort of faked the motion but never actually faked the handoff. He just faked the motion and then just threw it right away. I don't know if that was called or if he just saw something, but now he throws into the end zone, and that was, as good as the play was before, that was poor decision and lucky that it wasn't picked off. Quick throw, got some blocking, and that's a touchdown. So the Oilers, with a couple nice plays near the at the end of this drive, Burrow winds up in the end zone with the ball. It's a 16-point lead, and if Mosley makes this, it will in fact be a 3-score lead. It is good, and the Oilers stunning the Dolphins 20-3. That was a 13-play drive to get 88 yards. They took over 6 minutes off the clock. And the Dolphins now need 3 scoring drives in the last 16 minutes of this game, or their season is over. What will Greasy and the Dolphins do? The Oilers now have a 2-1 edge in yards after that great long grueling drive. The Dolphins defense a little bit beat up. The Dolphins need a successful drive here. It needs to take some time off the clock so the defense can rest, but not too much because they need 3 drives. And if the Zonka, nice blocking there, gets them the first down, and that should do it for the third quarter. So we've seen 3 quarters of the Oilers just do what they do. First quarter was tied 3-3. Then the Oilers just sort of kept putting the pressure on. Slowly, 6-3. Got a late touchdown, 13-3. Same thing in the third quarter. Just kind of stalemated and tired out the Dolphins. Got another touchdown as that quarter was ending. And suddenly it's 20-3. It doesn't feel like a blowout, but the scoreboard says it's a blowout, and that's what the Oilers can do to you. 2nd and 10. Greasy in trouble, and down he goes. Tillman just kept pushing the lineman back, and Greasy didn't drop back far enough. Greasy with the short drop. He should have felt it, but look at that. He actually got through a double team. That was a heck of an effort by Tillman. Wow. The Oilers want it today. They just want it more than the Dolphins do, and it's showing. Greasy, another quick drop. Good protection this time. And he throws it out to the side, but he gets lit up. And the ball actually came out of Fleming's hands. He got lit up. You see that little motion there. They're playing for it. It's the fourth quarter down with 3 scores. They're going for it in 4th and 14. I have no confidence the Dolphins can pick this up. Greasy back to pass. Got to throw it to Warfield, don't you? He does not complete the pass. He did give his receiver a chance, but in the congestion and getting hit by the Oilers defenders, he was unable to hold on. Here we go. There's a chance that's just across the first down marker that would have worked, but he could not hold on. Oilers take over in Miami field, Miami side of the field, almost in field goal range already. And there's a handoff to Campbell. He that was the put away run. He just exploded through the middle, got 16 yards. They're already in the red zone. It's a 3-score lead, and the Oilers are looking for more. What a game by the Oilers. That ball that was batted up and picked off by Johnson of the Dolphins was the only blemish on this game. The Oilers have played almost a perfect game. And because of that, they are likely going to the Super Bowl. You don't want to say it too early, but I just don't see how the Dolphins come back here. There's a quick hitter to Burn. He makes a couple guys miss and gets back up to the 20-yard line. You see, on the season, they were ranked 21. There are 6 semi-pro teams in the league. The semi-pro teams, I guess, could be in the ranking, but due to the ratings and everything, I'm pretty sure the 6 semi-pro teams are at the bottom of almost every stat. So 21 is more like 21 out of 26. Not a great offensive team, and yet they might be going to the Super Bowl. Today they're looking great, though. 350 yards of total offense. And Mosley puts 3 more points on the board, so it's a full 20-point lead now. Well, as good as the Cowboys have been all year, I really thought that if there was a blowout in these championship games, it would be the Cowboys blowing out the Vikings. I kind of expected both games to be close, so I don't think the Vikings will be as easy for the Cowboys to take care of as they have some of the other teams. I do think the Cowboys take care of them, though, ultimately. And I actually thought the Dolphins were going to win this one, but I thought this would be very close. This could go either way, just because we've seen the Oilers, and they play better than their ratings. But instead, we get a blowout here. The Oilers are blowing out the Dolphins. This is not close. It doesn't feel like the Oilers are a superior team, but they just, they're not missing tackles. They're making hard catches. They've definitely made the contested catches, whereas the Dolphins have not. They get sacks at the absolute perfect time, and Greasy unfortunately gets sacked at the wrong time. But there you see part of the reason that they're this far is they're the number 5 team in taking the ball away. The Dolphins have not let them take the ball away. So they're doing this. They have a 20-point lead without getting a takeaway. And most of their season was reliant on being a great takeaway defense. Dolphins would like to get a touchdown on this drive to keep any... I mean, they must get a touchdown on this drive. Any hope that they have is reliant on getting a touchdown on this drive. That was the 40th offensive play, so the Oilers have done a great job of keeping the Dolphins' offense on the sidelines. Third and 1. Creasy. Quick drop. Complete to Warfield, who gets up to the 25-yard line. But Warfield comes up hurt. Warfield holding, it looks like his midsection or perhaps his left arm. But Warfield will take at least a playoff. The Dolphins need him. I mean, late in the fourth quarter, if they were up by 20, maybe Warfield's. Oh, Creasy gets hit and fumbles. But Zonka is alert and recovers it. Bethea again gets the sack. Look at this. Boom, ball comes out. Zonka all over it to save the day momentarily for the Dolphins. I was going to say, down by 3 scores with the clock now down to 8 minutes, you're going to need the passing game. And without Warfield, it gets a lot harder. There's Tillman with his second sack. And now the Oilers can just pin their ears back as Greasy's going to have to drop back almost every play. 3rd and 20. Greasy back to pass again. Throws it right into the hands of a Houston Oiler. And so they do get their takeaway. The 5th best team at taking the ball away finally gets a takeaway here halfway through the fourth quarter. That evens up the turnover margin. Each team has turned it over once. Oilers take over on their own side of the field, up by 20 points. What is this? Okay. What a weird... Pastrini forgot where he was lining up, I guess. And he's going to... Oh, I thought that was going to be the 3rd delay of game for Pastrini, but he did get the snap with 1 second left on the clock. Dolphins were able to get through the line. A little bit of confusion on the Oilers on that play. But, you know, again, even with confusion, they don't make it worse by throwing an interception or fumbling the ball. Pastorini gets sacked, but again, that's okay. Clock runs, no turnovers. As long as you don't turn it over at this point, you're going to the Super Bowl. I don't see the Dolphins scoring 3 times without the Oilers turning the ball over. And if there's any... Even for the Dolphins to come back, if the Oilers do turn it over, they need to start scoring touchdowns quickly. They need a less than 2-minute drive here that results in a touchdown. Then try to take the ball away. If you cannot, use your timeouts. Get the ball back. Greasy's going to run as nobody's getting open. He gets a nice block and gets 14 yards. They got to be in hurry-up mode. What are they doing? Come on. Dolphins not in hurry-up mode for whatever reason. Greasy back to pass. He steps up and now he's in trouble again and sacked. That's 2.5 sacks by both Tillman and Bethea. Oilers have 6 sacks on the day. Greasy drops back a little bit further. Fires to the sidelines, but it's knocked away. 3rd and 14. Only 3 minutes and 40 seconds left. Dolphins need 20 points. It's just not going to happen. We're not going to get the Super Bowl rematch for 1971. But we are going to see the Oilers make it to their 3rd Sack to the Future Bowl. Originally controlled by John M., of course. They made it to 2, won once, lost one. So they're going to their third sack to the future bowl, which I believe that is a record. I think the Colts might have been in 2. The Bears were in 2 and won both. The Oilers were in 2, lost once to the Bears and won the other one. And that's a pass interference against Boyd. He had the interception, but now he gets interference. That keeps the drive going, but the game, I think, has already been decided. That ball's knocked down. Greasy 13 of 24 on the day. And now he throws it right to the Oiler defender who might, okay, nice tackle by Mercury Morris. Otherwise, Moore might have got a pick 6. So that's turnover number 2 for Greasy, and the Oilers have now, I mean, they won the game before the turnover started, so the turnover margin is not the reason why the Oilers are going to win this game, but just to stay with tradition, the Oilers are now winning the turnover margin. So this will help the statistic of when you win the turnover margin, you win the championship game. 60 plays. This will be place number 61. We saw the Dolphins were in the 40s. So again, just running more plays than your opponent is always a good strategy. 2-minute warning. It's been all Oilers, 23-3. The Oilers defense has been brilliant. The Dolphins just can't crack it. And the Oilers' offense has been pretty good, too. Very balanced, over 150 yards of running and over 150 in the air. So very balanced and very effective. Oh, I thought Richardson got the first down. They're going to say he did not. I don't agree with this. I would probably play it on inches. If you get a first down, game is over. This just seems like too far of a field goal. It is. So if you went for it and they stopped you, they would actually have the ball 7 yards further back than they do by you missing a almost impossible field goal for 1971. So now Greasy, back to pass, fires. That's knocked down. The Oilers, I mean, they know what's coming, and so they're getting either sacks or hands on the ball. It's Greasy's stats are just going to get worse and worse, I think, as this game goes on. And sacked again. Well, Greasy refusing to come out of the game. He's got heart, but this is just tee-off time for the Oilers defense. And there is a nice throw. There's Greasy making a nice throw to Mercury Morris to get inches short of the first down. And the Dolphins, are they going to run here? They don't have time to run, but on 4th and inches, they do run to get the first down. Greasy throws another short pass. Hit, fumbles the football. The Oilers recover it. That's the 3rd turnover by the Dolphins here in the 4th quarter. So at the end of the day, it's going to show the Oilers were +2 on the turnover margin. But the game really was over before the Dolphins started turning it over. 23-3. It was all Oilers today. Not what I expected at all. I thought the Oilers could certainly win this game, but I thought it was going to be very tight. It was not. The Oilers spanked the Dolphins around. And the Oilers have been sort of the unsung team of the entire Sack to the Future 71 showcase. But they're in the Super Bowl now. I mean, you cannot overlook them anymore. They're in the Super Bowl. If they play the Cowboys, they will once again be underdogs, and they'll be heavy underdogs in that one. I think the Madden ratings might have the Cowboys as like 12 or 13-point favorites in that matchup, and I would definitely think the Cowboys are winning. Everything tells me the Cowboys are winning the Sack to the Future Super Bowl, except for the fact that no real-life champion has won Sack to the Future yet. That's the only thing going against the Dolphins, but the Oilers have just kind of flown under the radar all the way to the Super Bowl, so good for them. In this AFC Championship game, take a look at some stats. Pastorini outplayed Greasy, of course. Both percentages very close, 16 of 27 to 15 of 28. But Pastorini more yards and, of course, that critical touchdown pass. Greasy threw 2 interceptions. It was late. I mean, he's trying to make something happen. Don't really hold that against him too much. Zaka was the leading rusher in the game, 74 yards. Campbell answered with 63 from the Oilers' point of view. Pastorini used his legs to get 55. Richardson, 10 carries, more than normal. Mercury Morris only used 3 times with 12 yards. Not sure he's happy with that. We'll see if he continues to get underutilized in 72 or not. Burton escaped without the injury, so that's great news for the Oilers. They should still be fully healthy. Paul Warfield is injured, but his season, I mean, all the Dolphin season's over, so it is what that is. Burrow, another 35 yards and a touchdown. He's had a touchdown now in back-to-back playoff games. Morse, 39. Joyner had that one drive. In one drive, he had 2 catches, 47 yards. The rest of the drives, he did nothing. Kicking, of course, Mosley was 3 for 4. Good day for him, including a 45-yarder. Also made a couple extra points. So anyways, thank you for watching. The next game will be the Dallas Cowboys hosting the Minnesota Vikings. That should be a good one, too. It's 2 very good teams. The Vikings are a very good team. It's just that the Cowboys might be the best team that we've seen in Sack to the Future in quite some time. The very first Sack to the Future, it was either the first or second. The Bears went the very first Sack to the Future season. The Bears actually went undefeated through the regular season, but lost in the playoffs. So these Cowboys would be, if they can close it out, they would probably be considered the best Sack to the Future team so far. So we'll see. Vikings have their handful, but it should be a good game. Possibly, most likely tomorrow night. Most likely tomorrow night we will bring the NFC Championship game, and then we're getting close to Christmas. But sometime, maybe a Christmas special. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. There's a chance. Maybe Thursday night, maybe the Thursday night before Christmas might be the Sack to the Future Bowl. If that doesn't work out, though, it may actually be a Christmas night type of deal. But anyways, I'll let you know more maybe tomorrow in the Cowboys-Vikings game. Thank you for watching. Hope everyone does have a good Christmas if you don't tune back in before that, or a happy holiday if you choose to. If you're celebrating any of the other holidays, it's just a great time of year for most. Thank you, and have a good night.